Hi folks. I'm gonna make this quick because I already failed recording this. But that's besides the point. This is Granadilla for the 2-week challenge. I'm gonna show you all the stuff that we're working on, and I'm gonna dip because I have a very important video I'm working on for 100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you very much, by the way. This will be fun to look back on, I'm sure. It requires a lot of effort, and I want to put as much into it as possible, as well as this, because the deadline is currently going to be Sunday, like, I think early morning for me. So I'll run very quickly out of time to show off and work on this. So here's what we got so far. Did some custom supporting of my roller coaster here. It was previously named Predator. It was bright, bold colors because that was what was basic about it. Basically came with the roller coaster. I got a good custom support look going over the front. I think it's still kind of bulky, but at least it's like you could believe that this sort of exists. I'm happy with leaving this as is until we wrap up the whole project, which will be in, I think, 3 weeks. I've got a whole bunch of staging for flowers around. We've got a patch of, I think this is wild garlic, yeah. All of the things that have flowers on them, I made a blueprint for, and I stuck off to the side over here. So I've got them all grouped by different colors and gave them all realistic color swaps. So anything in the game that is like this can be recolored and have cool stuff done to them. These are all pansies, by the way, if anyone's wondering. They're called flower beds in-game, but this is the actual flower that they are. This is up on the workshop if anyone's interested. I'll probably put a link code in the description if you want access to it, just so that you can add a little more variety to your flower gardens. Additionally, we have more of the hotel complete. It actually seems properly boxed in. I added a roof and some air conditioning units, which makes sense given the realistic nature of how I want this all to look. I think it's starting to frame in very nicely, everything around it. Just need to add a whole bunch of terraforming around, and I'll probably try to wrap that up in the next couple of days too, just to have something presentable. If we come over here, we can see there's been some more work done on the entrance building. Dudu has been hard at work on this, and it looks wonderful on the inside. I don't know if I've showed this off before, but it is currently a gift shop. I like how it's kind of framed everything in. Coming out the front, we have these fountains. He currently has some ring splashes on them, but we'll probably try to workshop a way to make this look a little bit more calming and integrated. But also, we've got a whole bunch of these plants just kind of littered about. I just like how everything's been coming together ultimately. Specifically, the entrance to the building over here for the Blue Sun Resort, I'm really happy with. The train goes into a tunnel and then out from it, goes completely underground, and I love the rough and rugged look of these rocks. I think it came out very nicely. I added something of a weird courtyard design for a fountain in the center, and there are bubbles on the side too, just to make it a little more fun. Along with some planters and gardens on the side, and at the edge you have a little bit more flowers, bushes that just kind of grow wildly, which I think is actually a really nice touch. It puts some realism into the project. Not everything has to be a well attuned bed, I suppose. I've also been periodically deleting interiors and covering over them with a black screen, which you can see here actually. This previously was an interior, and I've just been like deleting some of these to save piece count. Although they're part of the same group now, which makes them very difficult to actually get rid of. But you can see I've got quite a few interiors here. It is the cause of most of the lag in the park, so I'll probably need to dial it back as I continue playing. But here throughout, we've got some really cool developments for the natural terraforming and adding in some rocks from Wyatt. This whole thing looks just wonderful at the moment. Cannot wait to see what he continues to do with it, and I think it is in a place where it's presentable enough, which is awesome. He also did this little plaza or street going through the couple of these buildings, and a very cool carve out for the coaster during its inline roll section. I've been toning back some of the supports on Talon as well, and I'm going to need to add some more custom supports here and there as I go, where it looks a little bit barren or floaty or Minecrafty, if you will. But for now, it doesn't look overbearing in the spots where it feels complete, which is really, really good. Anytime you have a ton of supports clustered in an area, it just doesn't feel very realistic when you're building with 4-meter segments of track. And that's what a lot of what I just did fixes. It basically takes every other or every third piece of track and it retains the auto-generated supports, and it looks pretty okay at the end of the day. With that all said, we also have a little bit of a plaza here for the merry-go-round. You see lots of these in real life, and a lot of the buildings around are quite realistic for the type of theme that we're going for, so I'm really excited to see what this eventually finishes out into. We've got a bit of a transitionary building going through here, and it's actually a ride skin for a board slide, so this will be very fun to watch in the near future to see what it eventually turns into. But Dudu has helped out a lot with this. I think it looks pretty good. Additionally, this is a little bit of a sneak peek at the theme of our next area, which we will receive back in, I think, 9 days from this video's uploading. So we'll be hard at work on a pirate-themed area, or this little archipelago, or like a little bay area. We've already got a name for it, but I'm not going to spill the beans until we eventually get there, so you'll have to wait and see for that one. But that is currently the state of the park. As I'm recording this, there's still a whole bunch to do, as you can see, but this is how much we've done in a single week from the last time I've updated this video series, I suppose, the 2-week challenge. That's all for now. Have a good one. That's an order. Follow Wicked Soldier. I'll see you around on the internet one way or another. Bye, YouTube.